Hey man, it's your boy K Smooth Man coming to you with another video of Boxing Talk 100. Hey man, let's get right to it. Recap fight: Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. Hey man, we have a draw, man. Just what I expected. You know what I'm saying? It was a great fight. Just from the beginning, all the smack talking and them being from Baltimore and Maryland and DC area. You know what I'm saying? Tank and Lamont Roach. It's expected. They homies. You know what I'm saying? If Tank willing to let anybody off the hook, it's gonna be Lamont. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I say that because they families, they love each other. You know what I'm saying? You can see Tank showed the dad and Lamont so much respect, and that's being back home. That's just being close. Homies being home. You know what I'm saying? And the relationship that they had, it's different than a Frank Martin or Shakur Stevenson or whoever you want to be able to put in front of Tank. You know, I think, what I'm saying, in this boxing match, and this is just my opinion, I'm going to call it out, man. I think it was rigged just a little bit. And the only reason why I say that because Tank didn't want to beat that boy Roach up like that. You know what I'm saying? He actually let Roach off the hook. That's what I was saying. I don't care what nobody say, man. Y'all can say what y'all want in that boxing shit, man. That shit was rigged. Just for that fight. Tank be knowing about these niggas that be talking shit like, Shakur and the Haneys or whatever. And these other fighters like Jake Paul. When it comes to them, he really gonna maul their asses. Lamont Roach, you got lucky. And I'm gonna keep saying it. You got lucky that it was a draw that, they didn't give the fight to Tank. Even in the amateurs, Tank beating, Lamont Roach twice, as kids coming up. You know what I'm saying? Tank beat Lamont Roach twice. And then, so many years later, being men now, you know what I'm saying? We see a championship type of matchup and it ends in a draw. I got something on my nose. I do right here. Yep, I do. Yeah, man, but I'm just not buying it, man. It was a good matchup. I think Tank could have. I think they was throwing lesser. It started heating up in the later rounds, but at the beginning, I felt like Tank was really, really, really letting Roach off the hook. You know what I'm saying? Not hitting the wood. Big shots. He didn't want to do it to him. I just seen it, man. Now Roach, on the other hand, he was doing what he was supposed to do, but that's just to shows you how much talent Tank has. You know what I'm saying? In making it into a draw. You know what I'm saying? They like you better not let this boy beat me. Even though Lamont did really good. He did really good, you know what I'm saying? But Tank, you know what I'm saying, he let that boy eat off of him like that because like I said, it's his homeboy. They didn't want to be able to knock each other out, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's gonna be them, it's gonna be both of them against everybody. We ain't gonna see no fourth type of match. You know what I'm saying? Men as being the first matchup, but we ain't gonna see no rematch with Tank and Lamont Rose. Tank finna move on. That's just to show Lamont that, man, just take this draw, man. Accept the draw from, when I whipped your ass when we was amateurs. That's all that is with Tank. That's all Tank trying to tell y'all. Y'all can, he fooling y'all like a motherfucker. That's free money that they don't made, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. I seen it, man. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Boston Talk 100 coming at the bottom. I don't like it. Because I don't know. I feel like that wasn't Tank's best performance. You know what I'm saying? He let Lamont off the hook, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all gonna say this and that about Lamont Roach, but Lamont got off the hook. Tank let that boy off the hook. I'm telling you, all because he felt sorry for that boy. Tank respect the mom and the dad and his family and just Lamont as being a good friend. He respects that. It's like I said, Boxing Talk 100 is different than Tank liking. You see what Tank did with Frank Martin. He put the highest pressure amount on Frank Martin and ended up knocking Frank Martin out. He could have did the same thing with Lamont, but he let Lamont. He eased up on Lamont in that boxing match last night. I don't care what nobody say. He let Lamont off that hook. Tank got him fooled. That's just another check. You know what I'm saying, for Baltimore and Washington D.C. the DMV. in that area of them being able to connect. You know what I'm saying? Man, them boys would fuck around and kill Tank if Tank would have beat that boy. You know what I'm saying? It's different, man. You know what I'm saying? As being men, they not playing around Washington D.C. and Baltimore and around that area about that boy. That Lamont Roach, the Reaper, is a really good champ from that area, and Tank them know that. You know what I'm saying? They respect Lamont well enough to be able to make that draw fight. Too much talking, too much it's just all that bullshit that they was doing last night. Too much of everything, man. Not enough fighting and throwing hands. They was, don't get me wrong, they was throwing their hands, but it comes with it. Talking shit and being able to bag it up. And I just feel like Tank. He was getting hit a lot. You know what I'm saying? And Lamont Roach was. If that fight could have went, like a close, in a split decision, I would have gave it to a unanimous decision. I would have gave it to Roach. You know what I'm saying? But they not gonna allow that at all because of the amateur losses that Roach took towards Tank. Them folks know that shit. They not gonna have Tank. The only way you beat Tank, you got to knock out Tank. And if you can't knock out Tank, it's most likely gonna go Tank's way. Or what we seen last night, ending in a draw. It's unheard of for Tank. Tank knew that shit. He was all like fooling the people like a motherfucker, man. I said, oh man, I knew it was gonna be a draw. I knew it was gonna be a draw. But hopefully Tank can tell Roach, you know what I'm saying, nigga, just move on, leave me alone, you know what I'm saying? Like next one, in the rematch, I'm gonna knock your ass out. It ain't gonna be the same. This is just a nice check for us to bring back to Baltimore and New York or DC area, whatever they want to call it. They knew what they was doing. Had they executed, Saturday night fight, they executed it, man. They already had it in they already knew what they was gonna do, man. They already knew what they was gonna do with the money in Tank and it resulting in a draw. Let's move on, man. Gary Antoine Russell, defeats Jose Valenzuela. I believe that's his name. That was a good ass fight, man. I'm telling you, man. That was a good fight, man. And of course Valenzuela was the champion. We seen it from the last time he beat Cruz. There's gonna be a lot of new blessings and upcoming fights. For Russell moving on. Beating Valenzuela. Valenzuela had the belt. You got to think about 140. The belt was it was dangling, man. It was up there just moving around in other people's hands. And at 140, it's a busy class right now, man, and a lot of upsets gonna happen. We got that triple header coming soon with Haney and Ramirez. We got to see how that's gonna happen. We got Theofimo and hopefully Barbosa's Jr. They go ahead and handle their business, and then we got Rolly and Ron Garcia. That's a triple header. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's gonna be in Times Square, New York. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna host it for the first time ever putting a boxing ring out in the opening for everybody and anybody to be able to come out and see, them fight for free. So I think that's pretty good, a deal for, New York putting that on. And I can't wait to see, how that unfolds. I got Haney beating Jose Ramirez. Ron Garcia and Rolly, that's gonna be a goddamn good ass fight. You know what I'm saying? Rolly, he kind of, y'all know Rolly, he just going there just trying to hit shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. I think the best IQ, you want to be able to have, is Ron's. You know what I'm saying? If you fighting Rolly, so I favor Ron to be able to TKO Rolly, stop Rolly. Possibly that left hook because it can't be stopped. Who can stop that left hook? They complain about Ron's left hook all day, but they can't stop it. Even being prepared for it, and they still can't stop it. Rolly, he gonna have to bring that shit. I feel like what I'm saying. He gonna have to bring it with his style and being clumsy. And don't get me wrong, Rolly can box. Rolly fucking around and hit you in your temple, and your shit is gone. So I do give Rolly, the power. You know what I'm saying? I give him the advantage and power against Ron Garcia. But Ron Garcia gonna be quick, and with the accuracy and landing, I give Ron Garcia the edge on that. So it's gonna be interesting. You know what I'm saying, to see what Rolly gonna do if he can make it physical and the inside. He got to be able to go in there. And work on Ryan. You know what I'm saying. If you stand in the middle, Ryan all day. You know what I'm saying, and he can fuck around. It could be over. You know what I'm saying? But if he pressure Ryan to where he makes Ryan go on his back foot to fight, Rolly got a good chance of overpowering and beating what I'm saying, Ryan Garcia. But may the best man win, man. I look forward to seeing that fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got Ryan Garcia by TKO, or it's gonna be a close fight. It could be a unanimous decision. Ryan Garcia, close fight. You know what I'm saying? But we should see. Y'all remember when Ryan Garcia betted, Floyd Mayweather? I think it was like $1 million. He said, if you beat Rolly, I'll give you $1 million. So, we got the fight. We got that fight. It's a go. Green light. You know. But yeah, man, we seen Pulio and Saunders Martin. I'm not for sure. I think Pulio won. I could be wrong coming at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? But that was good work. I seen it like at the end, like in towards like in the middle. I didn't get to catch the to be able to see who won that fight, the decision. But boxing, man, from what I seen from Pulo, I think Pulo was defending his belt, against Saunders Martin. Martin, he didn't, as what I seen, what I'm saying, he was looking pretty good, pretty sharp, what I'm saying. He was getting called, both of them was getting called, making it an interesting boxing match. You know what I'm saying? That was a good fight. And then, Gary, I ended up, stepping into the Gary and Valenzuela fight, what I'm saying? So I didn't get to see who won, at the last minute, with that. So I'm just barely checking everything out, what I'm saying, this morning, but and making this video. So, boxing, man, like I said, man, it was, when I seen Gary, man, I'm telling you, man, he a new champion, man, at 140, man. So you got Richardson Hitchens, you got Gary and Antuanne Russell, that got a belt. You got Theofimo and you got Arnold. And then you got all these interim belts and all that, what I'm saying, all these other belts, what I'm saying, on the side. But it's gonna be interesting to see, what I'm saying, what happens, what I'm saying, if now to see what Gary Antoine Russell gonna do. He got options now, what I'm saying. It could be Tank or I mean not Tank or Lamont. It could be Richardson Hitchens, what I'm saying, and I think he gotta be able to see who fight. You know what I'm saying? I think that IBF. I think that's IBF. So yeah, Richardson Hitchens got to take care of business. He'll be awaited. You know what I'm saying, on the fight. You know what I'm saying, of Sabril and Matias versus I think another Valenzuela. It's another Valenzuela. I don't know too much about him, but IBF championship at 140. The winner fights. Richardson. Hitchens. That's IBF. So I think Gary Antoine Russell got the WBA now. So IBF Richardson, WBA Gary Antoine Russell, WBO would be Theofimo, and then the champion, would be like the real champion would be Haney. But then you got, Pulio and then Martin, they fought also for that WBC interim. So it's like, what's going on right there. That's where the mix up, is at 140. A lot of shit to unfold at 140. We just got to keep, at it at 140. A lot of fighters. Teofimo, Arnold Barbosa's, Antoine Russell, Richardson Hitchens, Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez, Ryan Garcia, Rowley. There's a lot of shit at 140 that we got to be able to unfold. You know what I'm saying? Boston Talk 100. A lot of shit. A lot of shit. But yeah, man, the recap on boxing night, man, it was a good one. May 1st. You know what I'm saying? Today is May 2nd. You know what I'm saying? And Sunday May 2nd. It was a good one Saturday. We shall see. What happens in the near future. With Tank and Roach. Like I said, I think Shakir needs to stay his ass away from Tank. You need to stay your ass away from Tank, man, because that's just gonna be a bad deal. I like Shakir. His skills. His skills, is good. When you talk about, I'm gonna tell the people because the people need to understand the difference. Now, defense is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying, with that IQ with Shakir, I give him that. But the offense he lacked, you know what I'm saying? He lacked offense when it comes to great fighters like Tank and, possibly a Frank Morton and, Devin Haney and Lomachenko and Barbosa's. That's five fighters like right there that you haven't even fought that has good names. These fighters that I just named has been undisputed and don't have to prove anything against Shakir. Shakir want these fighters. But Shakir, you got to be able to, step in there. You can't just go in there with Tank, you know what I'm saying, and just thinking that you can just step up to the Tank. You got to work your way up. And I don't think you've worked your way up enough to be able to get to Tank. Tank don't fall to Cruz. He don't fall to Frank Martin. He don't fall to at the Aztec Warrior. Mario Barrios. He don't fall to a lot of these good fighters. Leo Santa Cruz. Like, come on now, that's good on the resume. I can't really say that about Shakur. I want to be able to see you fight these fighters, Shakur. Cambosos Jr. That'd be a good fight for Shakur. You know what I'm saying? It'd be Cambosos Jr. or even Tank just fighting Lamont Roach. I'd like to see Shakur and Frank. Lamont Roach. Shakur Stevenson versus Lamont Roach to be able to get to Javante, because we know Javante that nigga, man. Roach came up so close. You got to make it count. You got to go in there and be able to knock out Tank. You can't do that. They're gonna crown and still be crowned. Tank be crowned champion. He still got his belt, so he's still champion. You got to go in there and hurt Tank, man. If you can't do that, man, to the Tank, Tank just gonna, he's still gonna be him. He's still gonna be him at the end of the day, and that's winning. Or it was a draw, but hey, he still got his belt. At the end of the day, there's a game plan for everything. And you got to be able to execute, you know what I'm saying, the game plan before you even step in the match. You already knew a time ahead, the game plan going in there to be able to, what you got to be able to do. And I'm talking about Lamont Roach being able to fight Tank. You did enough, but it wasn't enough. You did enough, but it wasn't enough. And that's just the facts of it, you know what I'm saying? You did enough, but it wasn't enough. Just like Tank, he did what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? It was expected. I feel like he was the total. He Tank had the total advantage of the whole night. It wasn't Lamont Roach. He made it a draw. That's as best as he could have made it for himself. Mm-hmm. Boston Talk 100. We seen there was a lot of fighters. Like I said, we at the fight. We see Shakir. We seen Jake Paul. We seen a lot of people showing up at the fight. I think with Tank, you know what I'm saying. Him getting past, making it a draw, and he got to be able to get past Lamont Roach if there's no rematch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What would be the next available fight for Javante? You look at Keyshawn Davis, getting past Bernacek, is that the next possible fight? Javante Tank Davis versus Keyshawn Johnson. I said Johnson. Keyshawn Davis, excuse me. Javante Tank Davis versus Keyshawn Davis. Would that be the next available fight? You know what I'm saying? After that, Lamont Roach fight. Could that be next? You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I say that because Tank he would respect Frank Martin for what he has done and getting the belt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying the same thing about Shakir, but I think that Shakir. I think that Tank he sees a Keyshawn Davis outworking a Shakir Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? He feels like he's better than Shakur. You know what I'm saying? And why? He feel like all these fighters is passing up Shakur, and that's the reason why Davis. He failed to make a fight with Shakur, all because of that. And y'all hear Tank say, he's willing to be able to fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney still got to be able to prove himself. You know what I'm saying? Even though Tank feels like Ron Garcia whooped his ass, cheating or not. He was saying, how could you let a dude that cheated, drinking and all that beat you, Devin Haney? This is the words from Tank mouth. He's saying, how could you let a guy like that beat you, go in there and beat you, that's been on drugs and drinking and doing whatever he wanted, party and all that shit, and a boxer like Devin Haney that don't drink and do none of that shit, and you make weight and you come in and doing what you got to do, you should have dusted off Ryan Garcia. You should have whooped his ass. But that's just the way how it goes. It could have went either way, 50-50, and it went Ryan Garcia's way. But hopefully in the near future, Ryan Garcia, he take care of business with Rolly. It's not gonna be an easy task. And Devin, take care of business with Jose Ramirez. That's not gonna be an easy task. I think out of Devin Haney being able to fight, in this last couple of fights, this is actually gonna be a good test. And Jose Ramirez, and I think Jose Ramirez at even at 140, at the beginning before these names now like Hitchison and these good names, these champions. Jose Ramirez actually was on top of his game at one point. You know what I'm saying? He actually had some titles and going through the wars and losing and trying to get back on his feet now. So it makes a good fight for Haney and seeing where he's at. And Haney is undefeated. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing to be able to get his O back. People can say what they want to say, but you have to really ask the question. Boxing Talk 100 and Boxing Talk. The fans. Is cheating really acceptable in the boxing sport? Y'all think it's really okay when you want to be without no drugs and just be able to do it right? You know what I'm saying? The right way. Blood testing and bringing in the righteous shit in boxing. So you won't be happen all this shit being brought up against you, all this PEDs and enhancements and all this other shit that they taking to be able to boost up they boxing these skills. Everything should be natural. You know what I'm saying? Everything. I don't think they should be able to allow any of this shit like snacking all these people that advertise them and taking all these liquids and shit, put it in your body. That's still some type of 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 a dope that you using. You know, you feeling your body with all that chemical shit, man. Good or bad, it don't matter. The only thing that you should be, putting in your body when you playing basketball or sports or whatever is water and the Gatorade that comes with it or whatever, and working out in the weight room, doing it the old fashioned way, working, running out, treadmills, doing all that, the body workouts, leg workouts, you know what I'm saying, push ups, everything that's gonna get you right, you know, instead of eating meat or what I'm saying, a bad meat like how Canelo them did it, and and then Ron Garcia did it, or whatever how they did it. That's what I'm talking about. Bad meats and filling yourself up with all these chemicals and liquids and shit, and and then ain't no telling what you putting in your body, and it's just so much going on. We don't know what they doing. We don't know if they drugging these water bottles up. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what they putting in these liquid bottles to be able to boost themselves up. You know, I'm like Javante Tank Davis. Tank Davis, he said it right. He said even after weight, you should even come in at the same weight. You shouldn't have to come in. Say if you make weight at 140 and then coming in the fight, like 150 something. That's like damn, like how that weight gain on you that fast? That's what Javante Tank Davis was saying, and that's the reason why my whole point with Turkey and Asala, whatever all them in Saudi Arabia, he was talking about the main Prince being the devil and all them sold they souls like Haney and Shakir and all the heavyweights like Usyk and all the ones that was there, Anthony Joshua, all the ones that you could imagine that took the photo, Canelo, Crawford. That's what Javante Tank Davis was saying. They sold. So I don't know what's going on, man, but them niggas is getting money, man. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, Javante, because you done sold yourself in that case a long time ago. Your soul for HBO, Showtime, all them. When you was fighting, when you first got put on signing contracts. That's the same goddamn thing. It ain't no difference in what they doing, signing paperwork and getting a check for boxing. So I don't know, man. I think with Javante, man, he kind of smart with it, but then it's nothing to prove with the money, because he done made that and been on the top. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have to really cut that check if they want Tank to be in this tournament type of shit. And I don't blame Tank. He on neutral grounds for America. You know what I'm saying? He's okay with being in the in America and making money instead of going out of the countries and he's saying that that's not what he want to do. You know what I'm saying? But he said if they do, they gonna have to cut that check. 150, 200 million, $300 million check just to fight in these tournaments. That could be of a three fight deal for Tank if he decides to do it, depending on elimination at 140. We got to see what happens, with you know Theo and Haney and all them. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of upsets and new winners. You know what I'm saying, to be able to see at 140. So I'm interested in see how it unfolds. Teofimo versus Barbosa's Jr. That's gonna be a good one, man. That's the 50-50. If Teofimo can do what he got to do, he can go in there and upset Barbosa's. But Barbosa's, man, is tough. I see him. I see him being a better out of the two because he ain't no joke. Arnold Barbosa. If y'all know about Arnold Barbosa Jr., then you know. You know, Theo, that's barking up a tree, but that's a fight that you can't run from because that's championship mode. He got a belt and Teofimo got a belt, so that's got to be able to be made. You know what I'm saying? If that's gonna be the green light. Teofimo versus Barbosa Jr. That's a great fight. That's a good matchup for Boxing Talk 100 and the boxing fans all the way around the world. That's one for the ages. If Theo come up slipping, we could see, two belt title holder in unification fight, with Theo Fimo and Barbosa. We'll be able to see. Theo Fimo won't have no belts. Are he gonna take Barbosa's belt, or Barbosa's gonna take, his belt? Boxing Talk 100. And we seen Barbosa's his last fight was against Jack Catterall, I believe, and got past Jack Catterall. So Catterall, he beat a old rugged what's boy from Rougarou? What's that? What's his name? I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name. But I know he from Louisiana. That boy, you know what I'm saying. Devin Haney beat him, and then Jack Catterall beat him. Uh, I can't think of his name. Coming at the bottom, y'all know who I'm talking about. Regis Program. So yeah, man, we got to be able to see it, man. 140 is stacked. You know what I'm saying. And I hope to see more unfold at 140 to be able to see, what happens. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on right now, so we got to be able to still see, and stay tuned. But man, I'm so proud of Gary Antuanne Russell whooping Valenzuela. Man, he put on a hell of a show, a shutout. I couldn't believe it, man. He boxed so beautiful, man. And shout out to my boy Red, man, because I was kind of like iffy on that fight with Russell, but Russell, you showed me something, boy. And I'm glad that you got that belt. Even though Valenzuela was tough, You know what I'm saying? It was kind of close. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why I liked it Valenzuela the matchup against Russell because he was defending that belt, and you remember we got to go back when he beat Isaac Cruz. That was a tough fight, and we know Isaac Cruz ain't no punk. So just don't be surprised if we see a Gary Antuanne Russell versus a Isaac Cruz. That could be possibly next. You know what I'm saying? Or we'll be able to see what, like I said, unfolds at 140. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Gary Antoine Russell versus Isaac Cruz. That'd be a good one. Teofimo and Barbosa said they will be waiting now. You know what I'm saying? Gary and motherfucking Isaac Cruz. Gary Antoine Russell versus Isaac Cruz need to be next at 140. We already got it set with Teofimo and Arnold Barbosa Jr. If that happens, that's set. Green light. We got Devin Haney and Jose Ramirez. That's set. Green light. We got Matias and Valenzuela. That's set. Winner face Hitchens. You know what I'm saying? Green light. We got Ron Garcia versus Jose Ramirez. That's it. Green light. So we'll see, man, how this shit play out. Boxing Talk 100, and I'm excited about it. 135, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, going back to Shakur, and Keyshawn, they holding up shit at 135. That's the reason why, Lomachenko and Tank don't want to fight neither one of them. And I don't blame them because, it's like they holding shit up with them titles, you know what I'm saying? It's like, who is better? Shakur or, Davis, Keyshawn Davis. Who's better? Shakur or Keyshawn Davis coming at the bottom. Let me know who y'all think is better if that fight was to happen. Why y'all don't think that Shakur want to be able to fight? Keyshawn. It's more to it. It's not just best friends and buddy and all that bullshit. I agree with a whole lot of fighters. Even Abdullah Mason and Carmel Milton said it first. If they not any of my like blood brothers, then nigga we gotta fight. You know what I'm saying? And they're not blood brothers. Keyshawn and Shakur is not blood brothers. They just doing that shit because both of them are cool with Terrence Crawford and Bud don't want them to fight. But man, fuck all that shit. I don't like all that buddy shit because Bud ain't gonna do that. He gonna fight everybody. You know, it's different. You know what I'm saying? What Keyshawn and what Shakira is doing, I do not know, man. I don't know, but it ain't like no profiling and shit. You know what I'm saying, nigga? Y'all gotta be able to fight. Fuck all that being black and brother and shit, and y'all don't want to fight, man. Fuck all that shit. Nobody care about that. Y'all need to go ahead and make up that fucking unification fight and see who runs the 135-pound division, so we can see what Lomachenko gonna do. So we can see what Gervonta Tank Davis gonna do. And Lamont Roach, you know what I'm saying? We'll be able to see, some shit unfold now. We still got, Schofield. Even though, he didn't take that fight with Shakur, he's still undefeated. Y'all gotta think about that, Schofield. So the dude that took that fight with Shakur, that white boy, whatever his name is, Hatley or who I forgot his name, wasn't a bad fighter, you know what I'm saying? And it definitely is going, that fight definitely gonna change your life because, like you said, you don't want to go back to construction or being an electrician or whatever you was doing. You went in there and got your ass whooped, just to be able to, replace Schofield, but it wasn't enough. You a boxer, and I give it, and that's a new life for you. You did good, and you showcased your skills against Shakira, but it wasn't enough. Boxing Talk 100, it wasn't enough, and that's not the fight that the fans want to see. Now, respect to you for going in there with Shakir, but that's not the fight. That's not the fight, and Shakir knows that shit. That's an easy fucking fight, you know what I'm saying? And I think that was just a easy picking fight for Shakir. That's picking and choosing who you want to be able to fight. You know, and of course, you're a boxer, and certain fighters got to be cleaned out of the division. It's give or take that they get a chance to be able to replace fighters. But come on, Shakir, we all knew you was gonna win that fight. We all knew, and it's just a waste of time for you to be able to take that fight, win that fight, and trying to see Who you gonna fight next? Which no fighters really want to fight you because all the undisputed fighters that don't did it, they don't prove themselves. There's no need to fight Shakir because even if them fighters do fight Shakir, all Shakir gonna do is run off his fucking back feet. The greatest defensive fighter of all time with the IQ of defense. Now, when it comes to offense, you don't have the IQ in offense to be able. You do against these weak fighters, but not against a Frank Martin, a Tank, a Devin Haney, a Ron Garcia, a Roley. None of them fighters that I just named. Shakir, you got to be able to show me. I love to see Shakir be able to step up in against Gary and Antuanne Russell. What you gonna do if you fight? If you given a chance a title defense matchup against Gary and Antuanne Russell, Shakir? What you gonna do? How you gonna handle that against a guy that's you know uh 18-1 and once upon a time 17 straight KOs 17-1. He lost that fight against now. When Gary Antoine Russell fought Pulio, that was our Pulio. That was a good fight. That was an upset fight, but Pulio wasn't no easy slacker. You know what I'm saying? And got past Russell for his first loss, but came back stronger than ever. Against Venezuela, given a chance, a title defense match and going to go take it. That's how you do that. Gary Antoine Russell. You make the moment count right now, man, and that was a beautiful moment last night. You control boxing. You took it to Valenzuela. You beat him to the punch. You outlanded him. The IQ of boxing was just it was just no levels. You know what I'm saying? And Gary Antoine Russell, man, they've been doing this shit. Him and Gary Russell Jr. His brothers and all his brothers that's been boxing. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to be in a position to where they at, you know what I'm saying, and being champion, and now, man, it's a cool thing for them Russells, man. It took a lot of hard work and dedication to be able to, overcome, beat trying to beat a champion to become a champion. So shout out to Gary Russell, man, and rest in peace to his father, man. His father then would be really proud, you know what I'm saying, and I know it, man. His dad, and that whole family, man, gotta be happy right now, man. So shout out to Gary Antoine Russell being the new champion, you know what I'm saying, defeating, Valenzuela. It was a great night of boxing, man. It was a great night of boxing. And beautiful showcasing skills, you know what I'm saying, Gary Antoine Russell. And I'm not saying that Valenzuela he did pretty good as well. He took the beating to be able to lose that belt and whatever get a check, but there's levels to the shit. You know what I'm saying? You given a chance to be able to defend your belt, and when it's all said and done, you got to come with that shit to defend. You didn't defend that shit. You got it took him. So, like I said, man, shout out to Gary Antoine Russell, for doing this thing and becoming the new, I believe it's the new WBA champion at 140-pound division. Let's move on, man, because I'm tired of talking about 135 and 140. You know what I'm saying? Like our favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? Heavyweight division, man. Like I said, man, we can go back on heavyweight a little bit. Y'all seen Joseph Parker, Bacoli. Hey, Parker moves on. Bacoli, I respect Bacoli from the sudden moves from, the Congo all the way to Saudi Arabia, and for the last second replacement of Daniel DeBose. But Bacola is kind of messed up because he was supposed to get that fight with AJ or whoever the other heavyweight is. Up in the upcoming, they saying that because he lost, with with Joseph Parker. Now he's out of the tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to compete, which sucks for Bacoli. You know what I'm saying? But Bacoli, it's not the end of Bacoli. You know what I'm saying? He's still gonna have a lot of more fights. For a check. To be able to compete, but just not on championship level, man. You got to be able to make it count. You can't, if you can't beat a Joseph Parker right now, there's no way you can beat a Usyk or Anthony Joshua or these caliber fighters. You know what I'm saying? that's being undisputed and being like champion, losing belts and then trying to regain it back. Now I respect Bacoli for taking up on that fight with Parker, but Parker man caught his ass. You know what I'm saying? And it can happen, man. Anything. That's what happens in heavyweight boxing matches, man. Anything can happen. And he landed a good shot on Bacoli's temple, and he was out of there, man. A huge upset. You know what I'm saying? And Joseph Parker, he's pretty good, man. We seen him beat a Zelly Zane with Zelly Zane lost against Abbott. You know what I'm saying? 6'3" Abbott. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. You know what I'm saying? That was the eliminator type of fight. To be able to compete for a championship at heavyweight. Zelly Zhang has now been eliminated. You know what I'm saying? Parker moves on from Bacola, you know what I'm saying, and to be able to see if he can face, undisputed, Uzi for all the titles. That would be the next ideal heavyweight matchup. Alec, Alexander Usyk versus Joseph Parker for undisputed championship mode. That would be the next ideal fight, if I had to say. Anthony Joshua, I think Anthony Joshua he need to go ahead and face who was it that he was supposed to face? Anthony Joshua. He was supposed to face somebody that they want to see. Anthony Joshua needs to fight. I know it's not. Could it be Fury? I think it could be Fury. They want Fury to come out of retirement to be able to fight, Anthony Joshua. I think Turkey and Saudi Arabian Prince they trying to make that fight happen with Anthony Joshua and Fury to be able to come back out of retirement. Yeah, y'all know if Fury ain't done. I'd be surprised. He went into retirement, but it's like after losing against Usyk twice, that's money right there. Like it's like those two fights enough to get you paid and rich. You know what I'm saying? Just alone those two fights. A rematch and a fight and then a rematch. And then like a third fight, you know what I'm saying, possibly in the near future, but it just depends on what Fury gonna do. That would be a hard test against Anthony Joshua. And Joshua's in his bag, you know what I'm saying? We seen what he did, to Francis, Inu, you know what I'm saying, and knocking him out and getting past him. We've seen Anthony Joshua going to some good heavyweight clashes, you know what I'm saying, and him once being the man. He still is, you know what I'm saying. He's still at that peak, you know what I'm saying. You know, being able to compete at a championship level at heavyweight. He's one of them names. Anthony Joshua, Usyk, you know what I'm saying. Joseph Parker. Those three good names right there at that heavyweight division, you know what I'm saying? And then you got Abbott, the one that just beat Zelly Zane. So he got a lot of good shit, in the near future, these boxers, Yeah, that's what it's all about, winning, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, winning with these heavyweight, fighters. You want to be able to win and, not get eliminated, to try to compete, to try to get a Uzi. That's what it's all about, trying to get to Uzi, you know what I'm saying? And we'll see how it unfolds, you know what I'm saying? We'll see how that heavyweight division unfolds, you know what I'm saying, as it continue to goes. But, we seen Bacoli has been, eliminated, and we see Zelly Zhang has been eliminated. They out of there. Bye-bye. So, we don't know what Deontay Wilder gonna do either, you know what I'm saying? I'm so disappointed at Deontay Wilder. He let Zelly Zhang beat him. He let Joseph Parker beat him. He let Fury whoop his ass. I mean, you can't compete, Wilder. You get a nice check for getting your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? BoxingTalk, 100. You know what I'm saying? Coming at the bottom. Let me know what y'all think. Deontay Wilder should do next. Should he go and fight Andy Cruz, or should he go and fight like a who should Wilder fight? Who's available? You got Andy Cruz. You got who else would be? Who else would be? They would have to give him a match. If anything, I could still see Deontay and Francis fight. That'd still be a good one. Deont, If Usyk wanted an easy fight, he could give Deontay a title defense matchup. That'd be intriguing. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a good matchup. I would think Usyk will still be, while there's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Usyk is a good champion for a reason. It's levels to this shit, man. Y'all gotta understand, man. Usyk ain't no joke, and he don't been in some tough matches, and to be able to overcome some good heavyweights. Alexander Usyk, our undisputed champion at the heavyweight division. Alexander Usyk versus Joseph Parker. That's what I want to see next. NEXT. That's what I want to see next. Make the fight happen. Other than that, I don't really care about nothing in the heavyweight division because obviously Alexander Usyk runs it. All right, let's move on, man. I see, but let's talk about like the middleweight division. Let's try to ease up in that middleweight division. Berlanga and cruiserweight division. You know what I'm saying? David Benavidez and all these Benavides and Dimitri Bivol and all that. Y'all see, he just beat Bittervieve. You know what I'm saying? Beat the shit out of his ass to claim undisputed. I like to see Bivol and David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? If that's the next available fight, that'd be a good fight. I would pick, David Benavidez to with a unanimous decision or TKO stoppage against Bivol. I think Bivol is a great champion, and he hit hard and he got power and the IQ of boxing. You know what I'm saying, is good for Bivol. We've seen him losing in the first fight against Dimitri whatever his name is, and then there was a rematch, and then he took the belt back. So the belts is it's being tossed up right now. It's like you enjoy the belts a little bit and then you lose it. What Bivol gonna do next? You know what I'm saying? Is we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. We'll see if that's a good matchup for Canelo or if Canelo go ahead and make the fight with Crawford. We will see. There's many options for Crawford and Canelo. You know what I'm saying? If they make the fight, it makes sense if Canelo if Canelo don't fight Crawford, then we know why that fight won't happen. You know what I'm saying? Because that means you stand away from Crawford. But if you make that fight with Crawford, then that means that you see something in Crawford that you can beat Canelo. If that fight don't be made, then we know the reason why is Canelo staying away from Bud. But if that fight was to be made, I got Canelo, Edge and Bud. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. That's gonna be a great matchup, man. That's gonna be one for the age. That's gonna break a whole lot of records, man. If y'all never seen Canelo hit the mat before, you could possibly see him hitting the mat, versus Bud in that fight. But I could also see Bud also hitting the mat. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, I just don't even want to talk about it. That's a 50-50 fight to me, man. Canelo versus Bud. May the best man wins if that fight happen, man. But Canelo, bad boy. Y'all gonna need to understand. Y'all need to start fucking with Canelo. Canelo a bad boy. I'm not telling you. Listen, that's a 50-50 fight. Bud is a bad boy, too. But when you talk about the gift of boxing, left and right, body punches, power punches, you know what I'm saying? Man, the IQ, the landing, the everything about Canelo, the sharpness, the hook shots, the body shots, uppercut, everything about Canelo is perfect. Even though he don't had them two losses in his career, don't define who he is. That's a bad boy. Win or lose, you know what I'm saying? He's still in a position to have those two losses, but be at championship mode at the highest level, if that makes sense for Canelo. And Bud knows that. Bud knows that Canelo's still that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Pound for pound, in my opinion, because you would still be chasing Canelo until you fight Canelo and beat Canelo. Canelo was still pound for pound number one, the man, above Terrence Crawford. So if Terrence Crawford does end up beating Canelo in this fight is to be made, and you beat Canelo, you the man. You are the man. There won't be nothing else to talk about, nothing else to prove. The only thing we could possibly hear after defeating Canelo is Floyd Money Mayweather. Boston Talk 100. There ain't nothing else that we could possibly hear after that, if Bud defeats Canelo. Or you go and fight David Benavidez to avenge your brother's, loss. Jose Benavidez. Boston Talk 100. So, Bud, you be able to pick two. Uh, you know, David Benavidez after Canelo. Are you going, try to make that fight with Floyd Mayweather? You have to call him out. No matter what, you got to be able to try to get Floyd out of retirement to be able to make a fight happen. Turkey and they'll give all the money Floyd to whatever he wants. A lot of people gonna be like, "Oh, Floyd's too old," but Floyd's still fighting in exhibition fights, so I don't want to hear that. And he beating all these motherfuckers that he know he can beat. Why not step back in championship mode to be able to fight for these belts? Whether even if you don't step back in championship mode, it's just getting your feet wet against a Keith Thurman or like I said, if you hop back in championship mode, you have to go get some boots and all these young fighters, Virgil Ortiz and what I'm saying, these fighters, that's running 147, or if you go at 154, Jamal Charlo. Are you gonna have to, go into, Crawford? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit to be able to unfold with Canelo and Crawford. That's just the same with with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? If you get past Canelo, but the same thing with Canelo. Canelo ain't got nothing to prove. His resume in boxing is so outstanding. Like it don't it's good the names that he done beat to be able to be where he's at right now with that crown still on his head. You know what I'm saying? You can call it what you want, King Canelo. But until then, if we can keep talking about Crawford trying to make the fight with Canelo, but if Crawford don't get this fight, then it ain't gonna be really nothing to talk about. But Canelo still dominating the boxing sport and still being pound for pound, running it how he's running it, making his money, and still having that crown on his head. Boxing talking honey. Don't give a fuck about nothing about what Crawford is doing. He don't have to make the Crawford fight. It'd just be interesting because of the skills Crawford have in being undefeated. That's the only reason why Canelo would be interested. Boxing talking honey, but Canelo don't give a shit about no Bud. And Bud knows that Canelo don't give a shit, but Bud needs that fight. He knows he needs that fight to be able to have that name like Canelo on his, resume. You want to be able to put, Canelo on your resume. Bud knows that. But yeah, man, Boston Talk 100. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. My recap. You know what I'm saying? I just want to give y'all a recap from yesterday, man. And like I said, man, we're gonna have more coming, here soon, man, with that New York, you know what I'm saying, Times Square, you know what I'm saying, that triple header. So that's gonna be kind of next, man. They'll be able to look forward to, you know what I'm saying, with Ron and you know, Devin, and then you got Theofimo. So, we'll be able to see who runs 140, man. It's time for elimination time, man, and I can't wait to be able to see it. I can't wait to be able to see it. These young bucks, you know what I'm saying, like Carmel Milton, keep doing your thing. Abdullah Mason, keep doing your thing. I would love to see them two fight. The Vargas, you know what I'm saying? The Vargas and his sons keep doing y'all thing. I would love to see them in a tournament against Keyshawn and the brothers. So I would love to see Vargas' sons and then Keyshawn, the three brothers, you know what I'm saying, be able to clash and make a tournament fight. See who comes out. They've been talking that shit, so make your fight. Make the fight. Make it like a tournament type of fight and match their asses up. You know what I'm saying? I'd be interested to be able to see the Vargases versus the Davises. Um, but yeah, man, we got a Shakur Stevenson's nephew. He looks pretty good on the come up. That's a future fight with him and Carmel Milton. A lot of good fighters, man. There's a lot of good fighters, young fighters to be able to watch out for an upcoming, to be able to see who run the division. So Boxing, man, is still, it's coming back, man, and the love for it, man, it's always gonna be there for me. You know what I'm saying? With these fighters, it's all about putting the best fights together and be able to see, who come out, on top, on top of their game. So, but yeah, man, this your boy K Smooth, man. I just want to say thanks for watching my video and catching up with me. You know what I'm saying? Boxing Talk with Honey. If you are new to, my channel, you know what I'm saying, make sure you subscribe and just leave a comment. I'd appreciate it, so much if y'all leave, a comment or whatever y'all could leave. Talk your shit or whatever. I don't care what y'all leave. Just make sure you show some love, in return, I do the same thing for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Just so I can get my content out there to the people, you know what I'm saying? And if you can share, you know what I'm saying, share it with, other people, you know what I'm saying, that has other platforms, you know what I'm saying? And that's how we do it, man. We feed off each other and we bring the sport, you know what I'm saying? The excitement talks of boxing, man, we bring that to the fans. So, each and every day, man, I'll try to bring something exclusive, boxing news or, just whatever, we talking about with this boxing shit, you know what I'm saying? There's always breaking news and, upcoming fights to be able to discuss. So, time will tell, with these fights, man, with these great fights, man, and I look forward to it. But yeah, man, like I said, man, this is, March, 2nd. Today is Sunday, man, and I hope y'all enjoying y'all Sunday morning, I got me some coffee, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just chilling. This is my background. I'm at my desk right now. So I'm just chilling right now, man, just trying to enjoy, it's gonna be some good weather. I think it's gonna be around. It was, it's cold. It's been cold and chilly, but I think it's gonna be around 60 degrees today. So it's gonna be somewhat mid, kind of chilly and kind of cool, But I'm okay with that, what I'm saying, with the weather. But I hope y'all enjoying and having a good day, man. And make sure y'all take it easy and what I'm saying, if you getting that money, make sure your day is productive. You know what I'm saying, and full of joy and make sure what I'm saying. It's all about just having a good day, man. Don't let people fuck up your day and and your blessings. You know what I'm saying. You're supposed to be able to each and every day that you wake up. You're supposed to be able to have something planned out and just being able to start your day off. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to being thankful, and that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Thanks for watching this video, and like I said, I'd really appreciate it if y'all could share this video and just put it out there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, thanks for watching, man. This your boy K Smooth, man. Boxing Talk 100. You already know, man. We gonna bring that shit. We gonna continue to bring it. Check out your boy, man. I'll be having some more for y'all soon, man. Just be on the lookout. But all right, man, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Have a good day, man. Have a blessed day, and blessings and peace to the guys, man. And like I said, man, continue to do what y'all got to do, man, and have a good day. Peace. K Smooth, Boxing Talk 100, baby.